Filipinos residing and working in Gaza, the center of conflict between Israel and Hamas, are gradually returning to the Philippines. In fact, at least 77 Filipinos from Gaza have already returned to the Philippines, including 7 Filipinos with Palestinian spouses. However, before their return, the said Filipinos undergo a process to ensure that their Palestinian spouses are not affiliated with the militant groups.
Regarding the Filipinos with the Palestinian spouses, there is a process, a clearance, which I'm not part of because this is done by our security apparatuses. Not all Palestinians are innocent Palestinians, and if there are security threats or security concerns regarding some Palestinians, then they would not get permission to leave. I have a feeling that if there are Hamas operatives, I have a feeling that also the Philippine government will probably not want them in the Philippines.
Meanwhile, the Israeli embassy opened its doors to the media to show the faces of the 240 individuals, including 2 Filipinos who are still missing since the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. Media was shown raw footage from dash cams and body cams of Hamas members, victims, CCTV footage, and social media accounts from both Hamas and victims. Radio recordings were also played, revealing the horrendous events on October 7, where more than 1,000 died and hundreds remained missing. The Israeli government is calling on Hamas to release the hostages, including a 10-month-old baby and elderly individuals over 80 years old.
We remind again and again that we have 239 civilians, also soldiers, but out of them mostly civilians, Israelis and foreigners, that have been kidnapped, which is a war crime, and taken into Gaza as hostages, haven't seen anybody since they were kidnapped. This is a good enough reason for any government to launch a war to bring those people back home.
As part of the Israeli government's campaign, posters have been released to show the faces of the hostages believed to be held by Hamas. Additionally, there were 33 teddy bears, each blindfolded, representing the young children held captive. The Israeli envoy stressed that their government's only goal is to resolve the conflict by saving the hostages, ensuring Hamas cannot launch any attacks against Israel, and removing the group's terrorist facilities and weapons. Meanwhile, the Israeli envoy hopes that 2 Filipinos believed to be held hostage by Hamas will return safe to their families in the Philippines.
Actually, I just got a message just before we started this briefing, and I'm not sure what, but I got a message from the wife. So I have to speak to her. My heart is with her. I really hope that the 2 will be found amongst the hostages that were kidnapped. I do not know, because we do not know what if they are being murdered or they're being kidnapped, because nobody has seen the 239 kidnapped. Even the number is not certain.
The Israeli government assures that the families left behind by the Filipinos affected by the conflict are considered part of the larger Israeli family turned victims of terror. According to Israeli ambassador to the Philippines, Ilan Flus, there will be monthly financial assistance and support for the education of the children affected by the war. The Israeli envoy added that their embassy is ready to assist the affected families with requirements and aid similar to what Israeli national families receive. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Hannah Jane Sancho, SMNI News.